Yeah. Hello, everyone. Is my voice audible, guys? So today is our session number 2. So in last session, we have discussed what is MongoDB, why we have to use MongoDB. We have discussed like when to use MongoDB. Then we discussed what is NoSQL. We discussed like why NoSQL. Apart from that, we have discussed MongoDB advantages. After discussing all these concepts, we have seen the installation of MongoDB server. We have installed MongoDB server. These are the concepts what we have learned in the last class. Okay. Now in today's session, let's start our discussion with installation of MongoDB shell. Installation of MongoDB shell. So if you remembered in last class, I told to work with MongoDB database, we have to install 2 softwares. The first one is MongoDB server, which already we have installed, and next one is MongoDB shell. So this MongoDB shell is like, it's a MongoDB client application. It's a MongoDB client application. So basically what we are going to do, using this MongoDB shell, we will connect with our MongoDB server. So let's assume that you have installed MongoDB shell. This is your MongoDB shell. Now this MongoDB shell will provide us interface. It will provide us command line interface. So once this MongoDB shell is installed, then using this MongoDB shell, we are going to connect with our MongoDB server. So let's assume that we have here MongoDB server. So now using this MongoDB shell, we will connect with this MongoDB server. So this is our MongoDB server. Now this MongoDB shell will provide us command line interface where we can write our commands. We can add here our commands. And these commands will be forwarded to your MongoDB server. It will be forwarded to your MongoDB server. And here your commands will be executed. Commands are executed by your MongoDB server. Commands are executed. Okay. So to execute our commands, to work with our MongoDB, we have installed MongoDB server. Now to connect with MongoDB server and to add our commands, we required some interface, and that interface is MongoDB shell. So yesterday we have installed this, but we did not install MongoDB shell. Let's install MongoDB shell. How to install MongoDB shell? Go to your browser and here simply search for MongoDB shell download. If you search for MongoDB shell download and press on enter button, you will land on that link. So this is the first link which you will get. Click on that link. You will land on their download page. Just scroll down. So this is your MongoDB shell download. Scroll down. Now you can select the version. This is the latest version. Select your platform, Windows, Linux, or Mac. So I am using Windows. So by default, Windows is selected. Package here by default, zip is selected. What I will do, I will select MSI. So if you download MSI file, directly you will get that installer file. If you use zip, then you have to extract it. Then from there, you have to get the installer file. So here directly we will get installer file. So just click on download. It's very small. Almost it's like very, very small, around 50 MB, something like that. Now once it is downloaded, open that. Once you open, this wizard will come. Now click on next. Click on next. Click on install. That's it. Very, very simple installation. So once this MongoDB shell is installed, you will get this finish pop-up. Click on finish and close that pop-up. So what you have to do, you have to go to the browser first. And here you have to search for MongoDB shell download. Now here click on this MongoDB shell download. You will land on their download page, scroll down. Now here version is selected, platform is selected, select zip. So zip is selected, select MSI, click on download. So it will download. Once it is downloaded, what you have to do next? You have to go to downloads. Now here you have to just double click on it. Installer pop-up will open. Click on next, click on next, click on install. That's it. Within less than 10 seconds, it will install in your system. Now, once it is installed, we have to check whether it is installed successfully or not. So for that, you can go to your C drive. Under C drive, you can go to programming files. So under program files, you can scroll down and here you will find this folder, Mongo SH. If you find this folder Mongo SH, it means successfully you have installed MongoDB shell. So like this, we have to install MongoDB shell and MongoDB server. Now yesterday I have shown you how MongoDB server is running in your system as a service. And if you want to stop, how to stop. If you want to restart, how to restart. That we have seen in the last session. Now what we want to do, our MongoDB shell, we want to connect with MongoDB server. So if you want to connect our MongoDB shell with MongoDB server, then open your command prompt or terminal. Open the terminal or command prompt. So here I am opening that terminal. So here I got that command prompt. Now once you open that, second step, type Mongo SH. You have to type Mongo SH. So here you just type Mongo SH and press on enter button. The moment you press on enter button, your Mongo shell will be activated. And internally it will connect with your MongoDB server. If you see here Mongo shell got activated and you will see that it is connecting to your MongoDB server. So type Mongo's command. That's it. So what we have to do, let me close again this. So if you want to come out from this MongoDB shell, then you can just press on Ctrl C 2 times. You will come out. Or else you can type next exit and press enter. So now we are in the command prompt. Here if you see the title is command prompt. If you want to activate your MongoDB shell, just you have to type Mongo SH. Don't type MongoDB. You have to type Mongo SH. Press enter. So your Mongo DB shell will be activated, and internally it will connect with your MongoDB server. So if you get here like this test, it means successfully MongoDB shell is connected with MongoDB server. Now here we can write our commands. We can write our commands to perform the operations. Yeah, we can have security also, that we will see in the coming sessions. Okay, not now. So by default, without login also, you can execute the things. If you want to maintain security, that is also possible. So now our MongoDB shell got activated. So we got this interface now. Now what we can do? Now in this MongoDB shell, we can write the commands, and those commands will be executed in MongoDB server. Suppose I want to create database. Create a database. How to create database in MongoDB? For that, you have to open your MongoDB shell, and you have to just use the command use space your database name. Whatever database name you want to give, you can give that database name. If you execute this command, one database will be created. So go here. Now here you have to type use your database name. For example, I am adding here AIT workshop DB. Press on enter. Now internally AIT workshop DB with this name, one database will be created, and it is switching to that database. We are in the context of now this database. Now inside this database, we can create something called collection. So before we proceed further, first let's understand the architecture of MongoDB database. Architecture of MongoDB database. We have installed MongoDB server. We have installed something called MongoDB server. This is our MongoDB server. Inside this MongoDB server, we can create any number of MongoDB databases. We can create any number of MongoDB databases. Like this, we can create any number of MongoDB database. All these are now database. Inside the database, we can create something called collection. Every database should have at least one collection. Your database should have at least one collection. So like this, we can create any number of collections. Depending upon your requirements, you can create collections. Something called collection. So database is a collection of collections. We call it as a collection. Collection is nothing but it's like a container, one container. So here also we can have like this collection. You can create any number of collections as per your requirement, but minimum one you have to create. Inside these collections, we can store documents. Inside this collection, we can store something called documents. Documents are nothing but your objects. Like this, you can store object 1, object 2, object 3. Like this, you can store any number of objects. These objects we are going to call technically as a document. In MongoDB world, in MongoDB environment, we call it as a document. In JavaScript environment, we call it as object. Like this, in every collection, you can create any number of documents as per your requirement. Now, inside your documents, you can store data in the form of fields. Suppose if you have like this one document, if this is the document, inside this document, you can store your data in a key value pair. For example, I am storing here name like Kabir. I can store here something called ID 101, gender male. So like this, I can store any number of properties. So this key and value pair in MongoDB, we are going to call as a fields. We are going to call it as a fields. We are going to call it as a fields. So it's like your MongoDB server can have any number of databases. Your MongoDB server can have any number of databases. All these are databases. All these are databases. In every database, you can create any number of collections. Now, all these are collections. All these are collections. All these are collections. In every collection, you can have like this any number of documents. You can store any number of documents. You can store any number of documents. So your database server can have any number of databases. Every database can have any number of collections. And in collection, you can store any number of documents. And inside documents, we are going to store something called fields. So in normal JavaScript, we call it as a property. But in MongoDB, we call it as a field. Field 1, field 2, field 3. Every field represents one information. Every field represents one information. This is how your MongoDB architecture will be. So here you have to remember the terms like MongoDB server. So MongoDB server is like a engine. Then inside that we can create any number of databases. We can create any number of databases. So databases will be inside the MongoDB server. You can create any number of database. In each database, you can create any number of collections. And inside every collection, you can create any number of documents. And inside your documents, you can have any number of fields. You can have any number of fields. This is the architecture of your MongoDB. These are the terms what we have to remember. MongoDB server, database, collection, documents, and fields. You can compare collection with your table in your SQL databases. In your structured databases, you can compare collections with table. You can compare documents with rows. With rows. You can compare fields with columns. You can compare fields with columns. Fields with columns. So in your SQL databases, you can create any number of tables. Every table can have any number of rows. Every rows can have any number of columns. Here also same. Database can have any number of collections. Collection can have any number of documents. Document can have any number of fields. So there also you will have a database. You will have a database. Okay. Yeah, I will give you the notes at the end, guys. I will give you the link from where you can download the notes. Right now, just focus on the concept. So database, you can compare with the database. So in NoSQL also we have the database. In SQL also we have the database. In NoSQL we have something called collection. In SQL you will have something called table. Inside the collection we can have documents. Inside the table you can have rows. Inside the documents we can have something called fields. Here you can have columns. So this is how you can compare it. Okay, so now what we have to do, already we have installed MongoDB server. We have installed MongoDB server. This is our MongoDB server. we have installed MongoDB shell. We have installed MongoDB shell. Now we have to connect this MongoDB shell with MongoDB server, which already we have done. We have connected them. We have connected them. Now in this MongoDB shell, we are going to add our commands. We are going to write our command. So in this MongoDB server, if you want to create database, okay, let me copy this part. Yeah. So in this MongoDB server, if you want to create like this database, if you want to create a database, then what you have to do in that case, in this MongoDB shell, we have to write the command use space your database name. Whatever name you want to give for your database, that database name you have to use. So this command you have to execute. So when you execute this command, one database will be created with this name. Now inside this database, we can create something called collection. Inside this database, we can create something called collection. So let's suppose we have here this MongoDB shell, we have MongoDB server, and let's assume that we already created here a database. Now inside this database, I want to create one collection. Like this, I want to create one collection. I want to create one collection. So if you want to create one collection, then you have to use here a command called db dot, you have to call one function called create collection. Create collection. This is the command we have to execute. db dot create collection. So when you execute db dot create collection, one collection will be created. One collection will be created. So let's create our first collection. Already we created our database, right? Here our database name is AIT Workshop DB. Now inside this, I want to create one collection. So we have to say db dot create collection. And we have to call it like a function. Now here, db will be considered as an object. Create collection will be considered as a function, predefined object. And inside this parenthesis, in string format, we have to add our collection name, using which name you want to create collections. For example, I am saying users. Now enter. If you get like this, OK1, it means one collection is created. Suppose if I want to create one more collection, if I have a requirement to create one more collection like this, maybe I want to create two more collections. So what I will do, again, I will execute same command. So we can use arrows. So we will get previous command what we have executed. Just give some other name. I am giving products. One more I will give here something like orders. One more I can give here something like payments. So now totally 4 collections are created. So how to create collections? For that, we have to use db.createCollection function. So here, let me just add these commands. So I'm just going very slow, guys, so that easily you can understand how to create collection. So for that, we have to use the command db.createCollection. And here in the string format, we have to pass collection name. Whatever name you want to give, that collection name you have to pass in the string format. So one collection will be created. Now, if you want to list out collection, if you want to check in these databases how many collections are there, you want to see that. So for that, we have here one command, and that command is show collections. If you say show collections in this database, whatever collections are present, all those will be listed out. Now see, we have created 4 collections. Now see, here we got 4 collections. So how to list out your collections means this is the command we have to use. So here I'm adding the title. List out the collections. For this, we have to use this command. Suppose if you want to delete the collection, if you want to remove the collection, remove the collection. If you want to remove the collection, then we have here the command. What is that? db dot which collection you want to remove, that collection name dot you have to call drop function. db dot collection name dot drop. So if you get here true, it means this collection is removed now. If I say here show collections, now you will see that only 3 collections should print. So we have only 3 now. Orders, payments, and products. So how to remove the collection? So to remove the collection, this is the command we have to use. So what you have to learn in MongoDB, all these commands you have to learn. So there are hundreds of commands. You have to learn all these commands. So if you learn all these commands, you will be able to work with MongoDB using MongoDB shell. So here see, my shell is activated. Here if you get this title, here if you get like this title, Mongo's sh, it means you are in the MongoDB shell. Like this, let's suppose I want to remove one more. db dot products dot drop, I will say. True. Again, if I say show collections, it will show only 2. If I want to remove orders also, here I will remove orders also. Now it will show only 1 collection. We have only 1 collection. Like this, you can create collections, you can remove collections. Now I want to create users and products. So I can use my arrow buttons and I can get the previous commands what I have executed. Now here if I say users db dot create collection users, it will create users collection. If I say here products, it will create products collection. So 2 collections are created again. Okay, so how we started our discussion? We started our discussion with installation of MongoDB shell. How to install MongoDB shell. Why we have to install? Using this MongoDB shell, we can connect with MongoDB server and it provides us interface. It provides us command line interface where we can add our commands and those commands will be executed in MongoDB server. So we will write the command, shell will give that command to MongoDB server, it will execute it. So once you install this MongoDB shell, you have to activate it. How to activate? You have to open the terminal or command prompt and you have to type the command called mongoose. Just you have to type mongoose command and press on enter. It will be activated. Now this is the command to create database. Then we have seen the architecture of MongoDB database. In that process, we came to know that MongoDB server, inside MongoDB server, we can create any number of databases. Inside each database, we can create any number of collections. And inside each collection, we can create any number of documents. And in each document, we can have any number of fields. So right now, we have just seen how to create database, how to create collection. And then I have practically explained you how to create collection, how to list out collection, how to remove collection. This is what we have learned till now. Okay, at a time we cannot create multiple collections. You cannot create same multiple DBs with same name. Okay. Yeah. So you can do all those experiments and you can check. Can I do like this? Can I do like that? If you are getting such doubts, you have to try it and you have to check it. But you cannot create multiple databases. You cannot create multiple collections at same time as well. So this is how we create collections and remove collections. Now let's see how we can insert a document. I want to insert a document. Insert the document. So in my users collection, I want to insert one user document. So I want to insert one document. In that document, I want to take totally three fields. Name, I want to store user gender, user city information. These are the three fields I want to store inside my users collection document. This is my requirement. So how to insert the document? To insert the document, we have to use here command db dot in which collection you want to add that collection name dot you have to call one function called insert1. You have to call one function called insert1. So db is a object. In that users is one of the property to which we have one function is assigned called insert1. Now remember, when you are using insert1, insert letters should be in the lower cases, one O should be in the uppercase, remaining should be in the lower case. So you have to follow camel case here. And inside this parenthesis, you have to pass your document. Nothing but object. And here you write your fields. You add your fields. Name, I am saying here something like Kabir, comma, gender, male, city, Pune. And enter. Now this, you will see that you will get here acknowledged true and here one ID is created. So when you try to insert these fields inside your document, internally MongoDB server will create one field called underscore ID. And the value of underscore ID will be this one. So that underscore ID will act like a unique key in that document. So in your entire MongoDB database, that key will be unique. So we have added only three fields. Internally, MongoDB server will add one more field, and that one more field is underscore ID. And whose value will be this one. This one will be the value. This is the internal data structure of MongoDB to create ID and to store. So this is the actual ID value. This is the actual ID value. So this ID will be unique in your entire database. So if you create 10 documents, for every document underscore ID field will be created and ID value will be unique. So it acts like a primary key in your MongoDB. It's like a primary field. So how we have the primary key concept, primary field concept in SQL databases, same concept here. So their unique column is called primary key. Here, this unique field is called primary field. So now see, I have inserted one document. I want to insert one more document. So I will just change the value. City I will give Pune only. Gender male only. Name I will change. I will add here Rohan. I want to add one more. This time city I will make it Hyderabad. Gender female. And here name, let me add something like Rita. I want to add one more. City, I will keep Hyderabad only. Here it should be female. And here, let me add something like Ramya. Now here we have not added E, but we can update that field. How to update? There I will show that. So now we have added 4 documents. Document 1, document 2, document 3, document 4. So I will take this screenshot. And I will add in your paint file. So here, insert 1. This is what the command we are going to use. Now, if you want to list out all the documents, like you want to access the documents, read operation if you want to do, access the documents. Now, if you want to access the documents, for that, we have the command db dot your collection name dot find function. You have to call find function. If you press enter, all the documents will be printed. So what it is printing? It is printing one array, and in that array, it is storing all the documents. Document 1, document 2, document 3, document 4. If you see, we have added only 3 fields, but MongoDB server is adding one field, that is underscore ID. In every document, you will find underscore ID whose ID will be unique. So these ID values are not repeated. They represents unique field in each and every document. We call it as a primary field. This is how documents we can list out. So I can take this screenshot of this command and I can paste here. This is the command we have to use. db dot users dot find, nothing but db dot collection name dot find. Okay. Yeah, guys, little bit patience you should have. When I am teaching about one topic, stick with that topic. I'm teaching you topic 1, you're asking me topic 2. That is not the right way to ask the questions. So it's like you started watching the movie and you are asking what is the end, whether the movie will have songs or not. So when you started watching movie, just watch it, enjoy that movie. Once that movie is finished, then if you have doubts, ask. Or else unnecessarily we will be diverted. If everyone start asking the doubts which are not related to the current context of the class, then we are going to divert our subject. So right now, if I am teaching you how to access, how to insert, if you have any doubts in insert and access, you should ask. Okay. Yeah. Now here, how your documents will be flexible means now in these documents, if you see how many fields you have, 4. Now I can create one document. In that I can add 2 fields or 5 fields. I can have like this one more document where I can add email also. This is what we call as a unstructured data. For example, here I am adding s1@gmail.com and username I am making s1. Now, till now, whatever document we have added, in that we were adding only 3 fields. But now in this document, I am inserting 4 fields. So here you have 4 fields. Here you have only 3 fields. excluding ID. If you add this ID also, here you have 4, here you have 5. This way of storing the data is called unstructured data. So in Oracle database, can you do like this? Can you create one record with 4 columns, another record with 5 columns? It's not possible. Your structured database won't allow it. This is how your data can be flexible. You can add same amount of data. You can store structured data also. If you want, you can store unstructured data also. If you want, you can store combination of both as well. Few documents will be structured properly. Few documents will be unstructured. This is how we access the documents now. If I want to add multiple documents at a time, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Inserting multiple documents. So till now we have added only single documents, single documents we have added. Now at a time I want to add multiple documents. Is it possible? Yes. How? For that you have to use db dot your collection name dot you have a function called insert many. You have a function here called insert many. Now this insert many function will take one array as a argument. And inside this array, you can define your documents. Like this, you can define your documents. And inside these documents, you can add your fields. Inside these documents, you can add your fields. Here I can add field, here I can add fields. This is how we can insert multiple documents. So let's try to add multiple documents. Now I will take other collection. So db dot products dot find. First, let's see, do we have any documents? If it is empty, nothing will print. So nothing is printing means this collection is empty. Now I want to insert multiple documents together, like maybe 2 or 3. So db dot collection name dot insert many. Now here you have to take one array and in that you have to pass multiple documents. How many documents you want to add, that many you can pass. And inside that documents, you add your field. So here I am adding product name, something like I am saying here iPhone 16. And here I am adding price, something like 70,000. Now here also product name, I am adding here laptop. Price, I'm adding here something like 40,000. Maybe here I have product name, which is like t-shirt. And here I'm adding price, something like 5,000. Now enter. Now you got here acknowledged true and see 3 documents are inserted inside your collection and 3 IDs are created. So this is how we can add multiple documents. We can add multiple documents. Can add here multiple documents. Now let's fetch all the documents. So if you say CLS, the screen will be cleared. And now here I can use db dot products dot find. It will print all the documents. It will print all the documents. Suppose if you want to print only one document, if you want to access only single document, then what you can do, you can say db dot your collection name dot find one, and you can pass here one object, and you have to pass here unique field or any field that document contains. Suppose if I say price 5,000. Now what this find function will do, inside this collection, whichever document price is 5,000, so first encountered document it will access and print. So it is printing only single document. So here you have to pass unique field if you want to access a specific document. So find one will give you the first encountered, first found document to you. It returns the first document that find. Okay. If you forgot ID, then just print all the documents, check the ID and use it. That is what you can do. Or else note down that ID somewhere and use that whenever you want. So now we know how to access single document. We know how to access multiple documents also. How to access single document also. So for that, the command is db dot collection name dot, you have to use find one. And then you have to pass here one object. In that you have to pass unique field. You have to pass unique field. How to access the single document. So now we know what are the operations we have done. We have seen how to create a database. But before that, we have seen how to connect MongoDB shell with MongoDB server. Then we have seen how to create database. Third, how to create collection. Then we have seen how to list out collection. Then we've seen how to remove the collection. We have seen how to insert single document. Insert multiple document. Access all documents. Ninth, access single document. This is what we have seen till now. How to connect MongoDB shell with MongoDB server, create database, create collections, list out collections, remove the collection, insert single document, insert multiple document, access all documents, access single document also. Even we can remove database as well. So today one assignment I am giving, find the command to remove database. So let me see how many of you will come up with the answer. So you have to find the command to remove the database. We know how to remove collections, but we did not explore how to remove the database. Once it is created, if I don't want database, if I want to delete it, so how to remove the database from the server? That you need to find out. Okay. So the people who don't have the notes, so I'm giving you one link. From there, you can access the notes. So I'm providing you GitHub link and I'm giving you workshop form. If you did not fill that form in last session, fill today, guys. If there is any updates, I can forward you that updates. If I have your details. If I don't have your details, I cannot forward you the updates. So the first link will be the form link. You can fill your details and feedback. And next one is GitHub link. So here, if you click on this GitHub link, you will get here. PDFs I have updated. Last session I have updated. Today's session also I will update session number 2. So if you want to download all this, click on this code option. Then here you will get the download option. Click on download. All this will be downloaded in your system. Okay. So today I will stop the session here. Remaining things we will discuss in tomorrow's session. Okay. So let's join tomorrow at same time, 5 p.m. Try to join exactly at 5 p.m. so that I can start my session by 5:03 or 5:04 max. And then we can take up the session till 5:50 or 5:55. Yeah, there we have GUI. Yesterday I had told you, right? Shaker. MongoDB Compass is the GUI tool. Yeah, Abhishek, those will come. Don't move so fast. Things will come. Go slowly. If you want to make your field unique or whatever you want to do, everything we can do. Whatever you can do in your SQL databases, everything we can do here. But things will come step by step. So don't rush. Kavya backup videos you will get from the Ashok IT YouTube channel. So in the Ashok IT YouTube channel, already last session video is uploaded. Today's video will be also uploaded by 8 p.m. So you guys can watch backup videos on Ashok IT YouTube channel. If you want to add more data, then obviously more fields are required. Okay. So don't think that one field will take 1 GB of data. So if you are storing the data, more data, obviously it will consume the space. So according to your availability, you have to store the data. Yes, if you drop the collections, it will be removed permanently if you don't keep backup. So we have an option in MongoDB to keep backups. So if you keep backup, if you remove that, then you will be able to retrieve. But if you don't keep backups and if you remove it, then permanently it will be removed. Workshop will go for 5 to 7 sessions. Yeah, guys, if you don't have any doubts, you guys can leave. Let's join tomorrow at same time with same link. That depends upon you, Abhishek, how you understand. If you learn whatever content I have shown, that is good. It doesn't mean that everything will be covered within 7 days. So no one can teach you entire MongoDB in 7 days. There are certain content which I am going to teach. If someone asks you about that content, then you can say, yes, I am aware of it. If a topic which is not covered in the workshop, if someone is asking you about that, you have to say, I don't know about it. So just attend the workshop, just learn the things. Once workshop is done, then you will get the idea how much you have learned and how much you need to learn more. This is a workshop, not MongoDB course. Now, if you attend any workshop, can you keep that technology in your resume? Yes, we have option of keeping the backups as well. Yeah, sure, Abhishek. In future, we will have a separate batch for MongoDB, which will go for almost 1 or 2 months. 2 months duration we will have. So complete MongoDB administration part and development part we are going to cover in that. Yeah, Bharat, we have course, but right now it is not announced. We can have separate MongoDB course as well, which will go for almost 1 month or 2 months.